It's about time that I get my way. Steamrolling whatever I see. Oh, despicable me. Watch, this is so fun to see. Oh, despicable me.
Hey guys. So right now I'm just sipping on my Kool-Aid. No, not Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid, get it? Because I'm sipping on my Kool-Aid, that can only mean one thing, and the fact that I'm in a costume right now. The first video in my Spook Book series of 2013. And if you're not familiar with this series, basically it's just a bunch of Halloween costumes that are DIY, because personally I think it's so much more fun making your costume instead of going to the store and just buying one. So it's going to be a bunch of DIY costumes for you guys. And if you guys couldn't tell, I am a Minion right now from Despicable Me. I have a little teeny tiny obsession with Minions. You guys probably already know this. And a few weeks ago, I was actually looking at Halloween costumes and I saw a Minion costume. And right away I was like, ooh, I'm buying it and I'm wearing that for Halloween. But then I was thinking, I was like, you know what, Bethers? You can just make that. So here it is. And it took me a while to kind of get everything together and kind of figure out what details I wanted to do and how I wanted to put my own twist on it compared to the one in the store. And I really, really love how it turned out. And if you try out any of the DIYs from my Spook Book series this year, then be sure to send me a picture with the hashtag SpookBook because I really want to see your guys' recreations. Oh, and I actually have a little surprise for you guys. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway with a few things to get you started if you're going to be creating this costume. I'm actually going to be giving away the beanie and the goggles that I made in this video. The goggles are probably the hardest thing to make out of this whole costume, so that's why I want to give you a pair that were already made. And if you're planning on making the overall dress, then I'm going to be giving away a little stencil for the logo and some buttons. And then I'm also going to be giving away this Adorbs little trick-or-treat basket that lights up. And inside is some of my favorite Halloween candy. So if you guys would like to win these Halloween goodies and things to get you started on this Spook Book tutorial, then all you have to do is leave a comment below, as many comments as you would like, telling me which tutorial for Halloween you would like to see next, and also give this video a thumbs up and add it to your faves. And that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I love you. Rah. Okay. Let's go. So we're going to start off with the base of the outfit, which is just a yellow top, yellow tights, and a yellow beanie. And what I did to make my clothing pieces yellow is I just bought some RIT dye, which is just a few dollars at a local craft store, and I just poured that in some hot water and went ahead and dyed all my clothing pieces that I got at Target. So it's super inexpensive and easy to do. And once you have your yellow beanie, we're just going to take some black pipe cleaners, and basically you're just going to stick that through the top of your beanie, and they should come out the other end. And it is the Minion's hair, and you can arrange it any way that you want to. I decided to have mine right in the center, sticking up straight, and then I just trimmed it to make it a little shorter. So for the overalls, I actually decided to go with an overall dress, and you're also going to need thread, needle, buttons, scissors, pliers, a Sharpie, and a little stencil or picture of the logo, which you can print out online. So I'm starting off with removing the overall original buttons because I want to get a little bit more detailed with it. So what I'm doing is taking my thread and needle, and I'm just sewing on the black buttons. Oh my gosh, I know guys, I'm like sewing for you right now, and you know I never sew, but it's really easy to do, just going over and under through the buttonholes because the Minions buttons are black on their overalls, so I'm just doing that. Now I'm just cutting off the other metal pieces on my straps, plus these straps were too big for me, so I made them a little shorter, and then I folded the very end, and then I just snipped right in the middle right there with my pliers to make a little buttonhole so that we can put our button through this. And then I also glued the very end of the strap just to get rid of any fraying, so it's a nice clean finish. And there we go, now we have the buttons. Now for the Minions logo, it's really simple. All I did was print out this little stencil online, and I'm taking an X-Acto knife and I'm just cutting out all of the white part. I'm leaving all the black on the paper. I'm just cutting out the white to create a little stencil. And what you're going to do is place this right on your overalls, or in my case, an overall dress. And I'm taking my black Sharpie and just coloring it in like a coloring book. Oh yeah. So as you can see, the stencil is going to help us get a very clean finish, and once you're done coloring it in, we are just going to peel off the paper, and then we have our little logo, which looks amazing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I think it came out super cute. Now for the goggles, I have two pieces of PVC pipe, some silver spray paint, bolts, elastic, some scissors, and a glue gun, and that's all you need. Now like I said, I did use PVC pipe for this, and I cut it at an angle, as you can tell. You can also just cut some pieces of foam if you don't have PVC pipe, because I know foam is a little easier to get your hands on. So taking the silver spray paint, you're just going to go ahead and spray the 2 pieces of your goggles until they're super shiny, and you're going to let it dry for a few hours. Once it's dry, I'm taking my glue gun and just gluing them together in the middle. And see, our goggles are already coming along. And another little detail that you can do, because the Minions have bolts on the sides of their glasses, so I'm just gluing some bolts on the sides, which you can find at any like tool store, or maybe your dad has some. I don't know. I stole these from my dad, so I'm just gluing those on. Now for the elastic, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either glue it directly to the goggles, or you can drill some little holes or just puncture some holes if you're using foam and kind of sew it through, which is going to hold a lot longer than just gluing it. It kind of depends on how sturdy you want your goggles to be, but I went ahead and sewed mine just to make it last longer. And you can also do this to the middle of them as well, so that it holds in the middle. And we're finished! And there is our finished Minion goggles. As you guys can tell, they look awesome. It takes a little bit of work, but it looks amazing. And now we are finished with the entire Minion costume. As you guys can tell, it looks pretty cool. And I personally prefer the overall dresses over the overalls. Well, that's a lot of over. I just think the dresses are a little bit more girly. And then I just got these black leather gloves from, I think I got them from my mom. But yeah. As for shoes, you basically can just go with any black shoes. I went with my black Doc Martens because they're super comfy if you're going to be running around on Halloween, trick-or-treating and all that fun stuff. So I'm just wearing those shoes. And now it is time for the super quick and easy makeup. So because the costume is kind of the main attraction, I'm kind of just enhancing the eyes with makeup. So I'm just taking a white liner and lining my waterline to make our eyes look bigger and brighter. Then I am curling my lashes and applying my favorite mascara right now. It is the Colossal Volume Mascara. And then I think it's fun to go with some crazy lashes that are going to stand out through the goggles. So I found these at Walgreens, and they're pretty cray-cray if you ask me. And to cover up the line between your lash line and the false lashes, I'm just taking a liquid liner and kind of lining that area and winging it out a bit. And then for blush, I'm taking my super pink NYX blush and applying that to the apples of my cheeks and working it upwards. And for lips, I recommend with just going with a simple lip stain that is going to last all night. So mine is by L'Oreal, and that is the makeup. Now, if you've seen the Despicable Me #1, you are probably familiar with Papoy, which is a little toy that the Minions make for the girl out of a toilet cleaner. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it right now, so let's do it. So what you're going to need is, of course, a toilet brush, a little foam ball, an ice cream cone, some scissors, some googly eyes, a little strip of leather, and a glue gun. So starting off, I'm just gluing on the little foam ball to the bottom of the toilet brush, and I'm gluing around it to secure it to make sure it's going to stay all night. And then taking the googly eyes, I'm just gluing those right above our little foam ball to make the eyes. And of course, Papoy is a unicorn, so I'm just applying some glue to the bottom portion of my sugar cone, and I'm sticking that right on top of his little head, and you want to hold it there for a while because it kind of falls. Then taking the leather strip, I'm just wrapping it around and gluing the ends to the sides of the foam ball. And to finish it off, you got to draw his little nostrils and a little smile on him, and we are finished with baby Papoy. Yay! So as you can tell, this is just a super simple little extra thing that you can add to your outfit for Halloween. And if people have seen the movie, then they'll get the reference. And if you see a little girl like the one in Despicable Me, you can just give it to her and just make her a whole day, you know? Just hope that she doesn't eat it. Yeah. Alright, so that is it for my Minion DIY costume and makeup and the little Papoy. So if you guys try out this DIY, then be sure to send a picture to my Twitter or my Instagram with the hashtag SpookBook, because I love seeing your guys' recreations because you're just amazing. And if you guys have any more Halloween requests, go ahead and leave it below. And also let me know if you think I should wear this on Halloween this year. Bye guys! Banana, potato na. god. They're huge ants. They're big and I think they're red. Ow, ow. Oh, I have to keep going. Ah.